first ever ASMR video on the channel. As you might have guessed, Commander has been going downhill a lot lately. I think the format has kind of petered off ever since they banned Hull Breacher from the format. So, we at MTG Goldfish decided to pivot to the two things that the Magic community loves the most, and that is pack openings and, of course, ASMR. And frankly, I am thrilled with the change, as my favorite content creator, MTG Mutsta, has been paving the way for ASMR MTG content with his gameplay videos for a long time now. And finally, I can get in on the action as well. So today, for the first video of many, many more, we are going to be doing a pack opening of Time Spiral Remastered. This is a draft booster, and we're going to be opening it together and seeing what's inside. So let's get started. First, let's open the pack. Now, pack opening is always really fun. It's usually the excitement of the unknown. It's very addictive. Hopefully this isn't too loud. Now, some people are good at opening packs. I'm clearly not. There we go. That's a good tier. There we go. Oh, that took longer than expected. Anyway, so the first thing we have in the pack is going to be a token of an ape. This is an ape token, a 3/3 token creature ape. I believe it's also going to be green, but it doesn't have a color indicator, so who really knows? We'll put that on the side. Alright, let's get started with the actual cards. Kicking things off is Slipstream Serpent. This is a 8-mana blue creature, 7 and a blue. Wow. It's a 6/6 creature serpent. Slipstream Serpent can't attack unless a defending player controls an island. When you control no islands, sacrifice Slipstream Serpent, and has a morph cost of 5 and a blue. So ideally, you play this, turn 3, you got a 2/2 on the battlefield, and then later on, you can flip it over as a big ol' 6/6, as a nice finisher, so it has flexibility, really nice. Next up, we got Headed Sliver. This is a 2-mana, 1 in a red, for a 1/1 creature, a Sliver. All Sliver creatures have menace. They can't be blocked, except by 2 or more creatures. So these are the old school Slivers. They used to pump all the Slivers on the battlefield, including your opponents. And they actually looked cool. They had cool, distinct silhouettes of the cool arced head and the cool mandible arms. They redesigned the Slivers more recently, still long ago, to look like Walmart Predators, and I was not a fan, so I'm glad to see the old school ones here. Next up, we got Sarcomite Mirror. This is 2 and a blue for a creature Mirror. It's a 2/1, and it comes with 2 abilities. First ability, you can pay 2 to give it flying until end of turn, and then you can pay 2 and sacrifice it to draw a card. It also has a flavor text. A horrible sight, yes, but the sounds, its twanging tendons and grinding gears, are almost musical. Brutaclad Delcor Engineer. So this is clearly a Phyrexionized Mirror. When Mirrodin became completed and turned into New Phyrexia. And Brutaclad is definitely a Phyrexian, so might be one of his experiments. Next up, we got Utopia Vow. Utopia Vow. This is a green enchantment aura, 1 and a green. Enchant creature. Enchant creature can't attack or block. Enchanted creature has tap it and add 1 mana of any color. I'll guard this fruit and its seedling until the land is healed. My life now belongs to Dominaria. So that's a nice little way of getting rid of a threatening creature, making it just tap for mana instead. Or you can use it on your own creature to turn it into ramp. Versatile. Next we have Blight Speaker. Blight Speaker. This is a black creature. It is 1 and a black for a 1/1 creature, human rebel cleric. You can tap it to have target player lose 1 life, or you can pay 4 and tap it to search your library for a rebel permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. It's a nice repeatable card advantage engine and tutor ability if you have the right deck for it. It's a nice little engine card. The flavor text says, 1 croaked sermon spreads propaganda and plague. Very cool. Alright, next up we have one of my favorite commons. It's Evolution Charm. This is a green instant, 1 and a green, and it is a modal spell. You can choose 1 ability when you cast it. Either you search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library, or you can return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, or target creature gains flying until end of turn, flying in green. Now this set was a little bit wonky, where it actually subverted traditional color abilities. So green generally doesn't have the ability to give stuff flying, but in Time Spiral, with all the color bending, intentional color bending, green was able to give a creature flying until end of turn. Very cool. Alright. Next up, we got Giant Dust Wasp. Giant Dust Wasp. This is a 5 mana, 3/3 flying, green creature, insect. Again, green. Not usually the color that can have flying creatures, but in Time Spiral, the colors got a little bit bendy. And it has Suspend 4. Suspend 4, rather than casting this card from your hand, you may pay 1 and a green and exile it with 4 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. When the last is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. It has haste. Now this is a wonderful ability if you can play it early. If it's in your starting hand, you are super happy, because turn 2 you can suspend it with 4 time counters, and then 4 turns later it will be entering the battlefield as a 3/3 flying with haste. That's like a serious tempo play. not so good when you draw it late game, but hey, you can always pay 5 mana for a 3/3 flyer. Always pretty respectable. Now we got another sliver. It is Sidewinder Sliver. This is 1 white, 1/1 creature sliver, and all creatures have flanking. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks a sliver, the blocking creature gets -1 until end of turn. And the flavor text reads, they encircled our patrol with the stealth of snakes, corralling us like livestock. Merrick Idar, Benalish Patrol. Now this is a card that I remember fondly back when I played Pauper. Green-white slivers used to be a fairly strong archetype, and Sidewinder Sliver used to be a 4-of in that deck. Pauper days, man. They were really cool. Alright. Next up we have another color bend. This is Sunlance. It's a white sorcery that says Sunlance deals 3 damage to target non-white creature. Now, generally speaking, white doesn't have access to direct damage abilities, unless, of course, the creature is attacking. However, this only cares if the target is non-white. It's easy for the innocent to speak of justice. They seldom feel its terrible power. Orim Samite Inquisitor. Nice card. Alright. Now we got an artifact creature. This is Joyra's Time Bug. This is a 2-mana, 1/2 artifact creature insect, and you can tap it to choose target permanent you control or suspended card you own. If that permanent or card has a time counter on it, you may remove a time counter from it or put another time counter on it. Cool little ability, works very well with suspend. It gets your suspended creatures out much faster. Here's the card that I still love playing now and then. In Commander, for Storm decks, especially Patrick, this is Haze of Rage. This is a 2-mana red sorcery with buyback. Buyback 2. You may pay an additional 2 as you cast a spell. If you do, put this card into your hand as it resolves. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. And it has Storm. When you cast this spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. So if you cast 2 spells in a turn and the second one is Haze of Rage, you get to copy it 1 time. If you buy it back and then cast it again, that'll be 3 times. It can pump a lot. It's a great little mana sink and way to pump up your team repeatedly. Really good. Alright. Then we got Big Game Hunter. This is a 3-mana black creature, 1 in double black for a 1/1 creature human rebel assassin. When Big Game Hunter enters the battlefield, destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. It can't be regenerated. And it has madness of 1 black. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its madness cost, or put it into your graveyard. So it's a great in a deck that can discard it, because if you discard it, you still get to cast it, but you get to cast it for a mana discount. Really nice. Now we got one of the best cards in Limited for Time Spiral. It's Riftwing Cloudskate. This is a 5-mana blue creature. It's a 2/2 with flying. and it's an illusion. And it says, when it enters the battlefield, return targeted permanent to its owner's hand. And it has a spend 3 for 1 in a blue. You can put 3 time counters on it, exiling it. And then every single turn, you remove a time counter. And when the last one is removed, it enters the battlefield and it has haste. This card is a powerhouse in draft formats. A 2/2 flyer is a good little evasive beater, and the fact that it bounces your opponent's largest, biggest threat when it enters the battlefield is so strong for tempo. This card is one of my favorites. And now we get to the rare of the pack. This is Walk the Aeons. Walk the Aeons. This is a 6 mana sorcery, 4 and double blue. It says target player takes an extra turn after this one. One of the most powerful effects in Magic. And it has buyback of sacrificing 3 islands. So if you cast the spell and sacrifice 3 islands, you can put this card back into your hand when the spell resolves, and you can go cast the spell again. This card is expensive to cast. However, it is one of the most powerful cards in decks that can cast it for free, like Narset in Light and Master, where it's an integral piece of taking turn after turn and winning the game easily. Very powerful. I think we have one more card after this one in the pack. Let's see what it is. It seems like a bonus card. It's an old border version of a card. An old border reprint. This is Containment Priest. It is a 2 mana white creature. 1 and a white for a 2/2. And it's a human cleric with flash. If a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. Some protection requires a bit of finesse. This is a great way of stopping creatures being just put onto the battlefield, cheated into play. Like with Animate Dead, Reanimation, Sneak Attack, those type of effects. This shuts it all down. Really nice. But now it seems we have some more cards under it. Oh. What do we got here? Wow. We got really lucky with this pack. We actually got Helm of Cauldra. Wow. This is a 3 mana legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has first strike, trample, and haste. And if you pay 1 mana, if you control an equipment called Helm of Cauldra, Sword of Cauldra, and Shield of Cauldra, you paid a 4/4 colorless avatar legend creature token named Cauldra into play and attach those creatures to it, or attach those equipment to it. And it has equip 2. What a fantastic, powerful ability. Beautiful. Oh wow. And we have Shield of Cauldra indexed into. Wow. This pack is loaded. 4 mana legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature. Equipment named Sword of Cauldra, Shield of Cauldra, and Helm of Cauldra are all indestructible. So this is indestructible itself. And equipped creature is indestructible. So it gives the equipped creature indestructible too. Wow. And equip 4. Not bad at all. Oh, look at that. And we also have Sword of Cauldra. Wow. This is a 4 mana legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +5/+5. Whenever equipped creature deals damage to a player, whenever equipped creature deals damage to a creature, remove that creature from the game, so you exile it. And it has equip 4, so wow. this was a loaded pack. Definitely a loaded pack, as we have all 3 Cauldra pieces in the pack. That is amazing. Well, I hope you enjoyed this first ever ASMR MTG pack opening video. If you like it, then please be sure to like and subscribe, as ASMR is going to only be the only thing we're going to be posting on this channel going forward. Definitely have a lot of ASMR videos coming up, absolutely. I have a full jar of peanut butter getting ready to have super dry mouth sounds for the other videos. Yep. Alright, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, friends, bye.